Welcome to our road trip. That the following video is going to help you feel more free, more happy, more present in your life, and just really help encourage you and motivate you to go do the things that you know you truly want to do in your life and the things you truly know you should go do in your life. Let's get right into it. Facing my fears head on has been the most enlightening experience of my entire life. And I really say that not just like out of nowhere. Like, I've tried so many different like meditations. I've read The Power of Now Eckhart Tolle. I thought that book was amazing. It taught me so much about enlightenment. I have so much stuff about I've learned about meditation. Like, something I really believe is you got to drop this idea that you need to go somewhere peaceful and quiet and sit down and meditate there. I don't believe, like, yeah, you can do that, yeah, it helps, but I believe some real deep meditation, a real present to the moment work is when you're in your most stressful environment, you're in your most stressful moment of your life, like perhaps when you're at work or when you're dealing with just whatever problems life throws at you, then you try to meditate. To me, that's the most like powerful way to meditate and get present to the moment is to every day in your life. And if you want to really get present to the moment, walk down the street and just practice like feeling, practice meditating. I say practice meditating, if you don't know how to meditate, just practice feeling how your body feels. Just feel every single step, feel every single breath, listen to the sound, just get really in touch with your body, get really in touch with the way you feel is really, to me, like the real like deep meaning, really the deep way to get present to the moment. You're gonna find yourself becoming so present in so many different moments and just feeling so much better in life, so much good. Though what I really kind of wanted to say about this video is the most deepening, enlightening, and present to the moment experiences I've had is to straight on directly face my fears. And I mean this as direct as possible. The thing that you are the most afraid of doing. And it's like, I don't even mean that, like, even you can find something like a moment too, like that you can really like capture. I feel like you're afraid to quit your job and go get another job. Like, yeah, you should still perhaps go do that if you're really afraid to do it. You're really trying to live your best life that you can. This is a good opportunity for you. You should definitely take that, though. That's more of like you're building a momentum. But if you could really find something, like for me, that's really like my example right now is I had a huge fear of talking to women, just to be honest. And it's like I was in a position in my life where I never kind of really had to kind of go out of my way to talk to a woman, especially a complete total stranger. I've just never really had to do that. And as that sounds weird saying that at my age, though, I kind of found myself in a relationship ended recently, where I was with this relationship for years and years and years of my life. I got into it like at an early age and I stayed in it a long time. So I never, even though I knew a lot about dealing with women and I practiced a lot, I still learned a lot. I still believe that when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't just stop practicing, how to deal with women. That's your opportunity. That's like the perfect opportunity to keep practice even more, get even better and better. And I'd watch a lot of educational stuff. I still practice, and I don't necessarily go around asking girls out randomly, but I would still have to talk to them, especially if I'm at like work or just an environment. So, and I took any moment I can as practice. You're with friends, you're with families, even with someone you're not attracted to, you can still practice your social skills. You can still practice all types of forms of socializing. Your tone of voice, your confidence, the way you carry yourself. Everything is a moment. Every moment in your life is a moment to practice. And something that's really been what I want to say with this video, enlightening experiences. I found it so incredibly enlightening, where I just was like, you know what, just do it. And to get myself to do it too, is I told myself, just go get rejected. That's really what I told myself, just to get it over. I was like, just go get rejected. Just go get a no. Just go get a no. Just go get a no. Just go get rejected. And you know what happened? I did get rejected. I did get a no. The first one was like, oh, I can't, show me her ring. And I was like, yeah, I was actually surprised how well it came out too. But in a moment, I was just like, oh yeah, you know what, thank you, that's fine. I just wanted to ask you. And I kind of actually was in a good mood about it. I was like, thank you, I just wanted to ask. Because I really just wanted to ask. I just really wanted to get the practice and experience. But I noticed that I was
honestly, even it was weird. Like going into it, I was worried the whole time. Like not even just in that moment, but for like a long time, that I was thinking I was gonna come off really shy, really low, really negative, really like sounding not confident, just really kind of quiet and down, and seemed really nervous. And I can't even really do it right now as bad as I thought I would have possibly done it. I honestly can't even reenact how bad I thought it was gonna be. And then like surprisingly, when I was in that moment, I was just like, just go do it. When I opened my mouth, it was just like, where, like thinking back, it's like, where did that come from? All of a sudden, I was in a really good mood. I was really excited, really charismatic, and I was like, whoa, where'd this version of Xavier even come from? Like I didn't even know he was here. And I guess was there, but I didn't realize he just can come out like that. Like, and yeah, when I was there in that moment, is just I just really noticed that I was so focused on her. And it's not about like, I mean, if you have a fear like this is your fear, then this is like a good example for you. But also take it as an example. If this isn't a great fear for you, maybe you're even a woman, but there's something you're truly afraid of, just go do it. Because I noticed that when I was in that moment, I was just so incredibly focused on her, so hardcore focused on her. It was like just like the ultimate like present to the moment experience. It was just like in that moment there was nothing else in the world that existed. It was just me and her. And I guess that almost sounds like kind of nice or romantic, but I really just mean that in like a present. Like I was just really just there. And after the experience, and even though like I got rejection, I walked out of it like I felt so much better about myself. I felt so light. I felt so relieved. I felt so happy and so free, and just like I honestly felt amazing. And like really kind of getting back on point with what I want to say in this video before I get into a subject for a completely different video, because this could definitely go on a tangent here and talk about just how that experience there and make that for another video. But I don't. This video isn't about how to approach women. That's a topic for another video. I just really want to say, if there's something you're truly afraid of doing, go do it. If even if it's something big and grand, like making a YouTube channel, that may take you a long time to do, and you're afraid to do it. And that's just like a process, a daily process, a daily grind where you have to face your fear in small increments every single day. Oh, I don't want to make this video. Oh, what are people gonna think about me? All this comments making me feel bad. All the negative comments is like an incremental. You gotta face your fears. This is real. How you gonna feel more light, more present, more happy, more present moment? How you gonna really become all you can be, become the person you can be? How you really gonna do everything you can do in your life is by facing your fear. And then when I find too, like I really want to say, if you just really have this great knowing that you fear, there's just something, and you're like, oh, like I should go do that thing, or I should go say that thing, or I should go talk to that person. Go do it. If you have to, just getting back an example, take the rejection. Get comfortable getting rejected. Get comfortable getting no's. Get comfortable maybe being a little bit of an asshole. Get comfortable, being a jerk, just making people uncomfortable in awkward situations. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I promise you, I guarantee, at least from my own experience, that if you really get out there and you go do something that you're afraid of doing, in that moment, and you're gonna walk up. For me, this is the way it happened. Is like I walked up to it, and on the walk over there, I was so nervous. The walk was the hardest part. I swear to God, the walk over there is the hardest part of the entire experience. When you're walking over, and it doesn't have to be a girl. It just, maybe you're walking over to your boss to ask for a promotion. You're walking over to your boss to ask him for a raise. You're walking over to your girlfriend or your boyfriend to have that awkward discussion with them, or your father, your mother. You're walking over to that family member to have that discussion with them that you've been putting off, but there's something you need to talk about. That walk over there is the hardest moment of it. It's not the conversation. You're hyping up this conversation in your head. You're putting a lot of emphasis on it. You're getting yourself stressed out. You're worrying about it. You're giving yourself all these thoughts and all these ideas, all these conclusions about how this conversation is gonna come out. And if you just get past that, you get past that walk over there. You probably, like, honestly, for me, super freaking nervous. It took me like, I don't know. I don't even want to say. I'm like embarrassed. I feel like saying it took me like 3 hours to do this, like to just work up the courage to do it, because it's like I've tried in other situations to just go approach, and I felt so much nervousness and so much like fear inside of me, and it really was just like keeping me frozen. It was just like I get the moment where it's like I'm gonna go do it, and I was like, oh, like shit, I can't do it. Turn around, go, 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 go. Like no joke, I would mean like literally word for word. I'd be like, oh my god, I can't do this, and then I turn around and go, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna go do it now, and then it's like, no, I can't do this, and I was gonna go do it now, and it just was like feeling of super nervousness. But I just noticed at the moment after the walk was over, when I was there and I was gonna open my mouth, it was weird. All of a sudden, it was like my instincts, I don't know, kicked in, my natural self kicked in, and I was just like suddenly in a good mood, suddenly really charismatic, suddenly just really outgoing, and I felt so present to the moment. And like get onto the point of this video again, is when I left that situation, I felt so much more free in my life, so much more alive. Like every moment, like after that, I've been having these really just deep present to the moment experience. What do I mean by presence in a moment? For if you need some clarification, I'm not sitting there overthinking everything, thinking about my past, all the things that happened to me, good or bad, thinking about the future, all the things that may happen to me, all the things I want to happen to me, good or bad. I'm not sitting there thinking about anything, over worrying, overthinking every little thing. It's like I'm just sitting there like just feeling where I am, and it feels really good too. Like that's like a thing that people don't fully understand. I actually maybe make a video about that. That like being present in the moment, just it feels good. It's kind of weird, and it's like Eckhart Tolle like talks about this, that he doesn't talk about how to feel happy necessarily. I think he may like maybe like when to talk just to like explain this idea. He doesn't necessarily talk about how to be happy. He doesn't necessarily talk about how to feel joy, how to feel good, because when you're present in a moment, that just kind of rises up naturally, and it's very kind of weird, but it's true. And I've had experiences in my life where I just felt so miserable, so horrible. The girl is just driving me crazy, and I'm just like feeling like at my worst, and I'm just like, the dog bit me. And I just kind of sat there and I started meditating. That's when I really like had these like experiences too, because it's like I would get present in the moment, then I go back. I get present in the moment, then I go back. I get present in the moment, I go back. I get present in the moment, I go back. It's not really that fast. It'd be like for a moment, maybe for a minute, then maybe a moment. A moment technically is about 3 seconds. I think I actually got this from science. There was a science that believes every 3 seconds your brain resets. So the actual scientific definition of a moment is about 3 seconds. So I'd be present in a moment for probably about 3 seconds, and I go back. But I notice these like crazy like mood swings where I suddenly, I'm listening to Bob Marley. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't copyright me. And it's like everything's just okay, everything's good, everything's fine. And then I go back to feeling all miserable again. And then I sit there, I keep meditating, I go back to feeling good. And it's like, that's really like what I was really like to get into. That it's really, really powerful to meditate when you're feeling your worst. Because then you really see the difference. You really notice the difference. You could even have like a moment snap where you're like, oh my God, wow, actually, suddenly nothing matters. Suddenly I feel a lot better. So, face your fears. Whatever it is you're afraid of doing, please go do it. And honestly, I get it. You don't, as an example, you don't want to quit your job and go start a business because your job's a lot more safe, your job's a lot more secure. I feel a lot better with the camera here, but my arm's getting tired, so I gotta hold it here now. I don't like this angle as much. It doesn't feel as good. Hold on, we'll just work past that. We're ready 14 minutes in. Anyway. What were they talking about? Oh, no. I don't want to forget. I don't want to have to cut this out. I'm going to have to cut this out now. I actually had to go back in the video, rewatch what I was doing so I could get back on track. Shooting this one on my iPhone, so it's a lot easier to just check it out. So yeah, like as an example, maybe you don't want to quit your job and go start a business. As an example, honestly, make this about whatever you want. I'm just giving you examples here to work with. I don't know your exact situation you got going on in your life. I don't know your exact fears. I don't know your exact problems. Though I do want to encourage you to go do whatever it is you're afraid of doing that you know you should do. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to live your best life possible. You're not going to be able to be as happy as possible. You're not going to be able to be as free as possible. You're not going to be able to be as accomplished, as successful as possible. So, as an example, maybe you don't want to quit your job and go start a business. And, like, I get it. Your job is safe. Your job is secure, though. You got to know, are you going to be happy doing this for the rest of your life, or are you just going to be miserable? Like, what's really the worst situation here, is like, how safe, how secure is your job really, if you want to go as an example, start a business, have you really thought this through? If you really actually know you should do this, then what are you waiting for? If you know you should do this, what are you waiting for? And what do I mean by that? As an example with a business, maybe you actually know for some reason you can make money in this business. Maybe you know how this business works. Maybe, these are all examples. Maybe you even have a business plan. Maybe you know how to get a loan. Maybe you don't need a loan. Maybe you know how the market works. Maybe you know how to get customers in this field. Maybe you know how to sell a product in this field. Maybe you know how to just work. You just know how to do this job really well, and you know you can do it for yourself. If you actually are sitting there thinking to yourself, I mean, I'm not talking about like you're just at home and you're like, oh, I want to start a business, because I can make money like that, that's good stuff, right? I could go be rich, I go be successful, I go do what I want to do, so I'm gonna go start a business. And you're just really just throwing out any idea you can, and you're just trying to start any business you possibly can because you think you can make money in it, but you don't actually know the field that well, you don't actually know the job that well, and you're taking risks. You can take there's books, there's the John, I can't remember the name. You can even read about this, you can learn about this. It's just taking calculated risks. It's like you can actually plan. Like, a good example of a calculated risk is when you get into real estate. You can see exactly how much money you're going to spend on the mortgage, how much money you're going to spend on maintaining this building, and how much money you're going to make before you even buy the apartment building. Assuming, I guess, someone doesn't lie to you and they give you all the right information, you can see exactly what you're walking into. If you're just like randomly like, I'm just gonna go buy that store over there because I see that store makes money, but you don't even know how much money that store loses, you're taking risks right now. You gotta understand what is the risk. If you're just throwing yourself in there because you think it's gonna work out, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go get a loan from the bank, and all of a sudden, but you haven't actually calculated how much money a month that loan is gonna cost you. You haven't calculated how much does the products actually cost. You haven't calculated how much your rent costs, how much the electric bill is going to cost. You haven't really added up. So you can see the store makes $5,000 a week. Before you know, the store costs you $3,000 a week, $4,000, $5,000 a week. You don't really know what you're walking into. So it's like, I guess this is really kind of got really educational here too, because I don't want to encourage you to go do something stupid. I think you should definitely face your fears. Definitely, if you know you should do something, you should definitely go do it, especially when you're afraid to do it. But I don't want to tell you to go do something stupid. Like, I'm not telling you that you have a really secure job with a good benefits and a good retirement plan, and you're making a lot of money, and all of a sudden you're going to just decide to go start a business because you can make a lot of money doing it, to just go do it. But if you know you should start a business, if you're passionate about it, if you really, examples too, maybe you just want to be an artist. Maybe you want to quit your job, go be an artist. You don't have to start a business. Maybe you just paint. You let some other business owner sell your art. I like the idea of artist because I could be so general. Maybe you want to go be a musician. Maybe your fear is that you should want to go be a musician and you should start making music on the side. Whatever you want to do, girls, alright. Whatever it is, like, go do you. Go do whatever you want. Like, that's something else too, is you can start working on the side. But if it's like something as extreme as you're gonna quit your job, you're gonna leave your marriage, you're with kids, think about it at least, And if you really know you should do it, then go. God, I want to say the F word, YouTube. Do it. Just go. Like that guy said, just do it. You know, like Nike said, like Shia LaBeouf said, just do it. And yeah, again, just because I don't want you to do something stupid, just think about it. You know, if you know you're not happy in your relationship and it's been a really long time and you can't fix it, I honestly don't even know if I really believe in therapy for relationships. If it's not working out, I kind of think it doesn't work out. Yeah, I honestly believe in working on yourself. Working on yourself. That's what I believe. I believe in working on yourself. I don't necessarily believe in working on my relationship. And that's a very conflicting idea. I honestly believe, my kind of belief about that, if that's the situation you're in. Wow, this video is really all over the place. I feel like I could turn this into like 16 different videos. That if this is the situation you're in, I believe you should be working on yourself. And you should always be improving yourself. You should be getting happier, more present in the moment, more in love with yourself, more successful, healthier, you know, all those good things. You know, less stressful, less angry, more calm, more focused, improving your social skills. And if you're doing all this and you're not working out with your partner because she ain't working on herself, he ain't working on himself, then it's not gonna work out. You gotta go find somebody who's actually working on yourself. You know, if you're actually really into your health and you're taking good care of yourself, you can't be with someone who's an alcoholic who overeats. That's not gonna work. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. You're gonna be stressed. If you're an alcoholic who overeats, then you can date someone who's an alcoholic who overeats. You guys will be fine. I mean, you guys will have problems because of that, but at least you're not gonna have that extra stress of if you're sitting there, you're like, I work out a lot, I eat a lot, and you go up to your spouse and you're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're killing yourself while I'm trying to save myself. Like, what's the point of me doing all this good for myself if the person I'm in love with and I'm marrying is killing herself? Like, you feel like there's no point. You gotta be with someone that works. I kind of believe the way relationships works is you gotta be whole in yourself. They gotta be whole in their self, and you. God, I feel this video is like 16 different videos in one. Though I really like it. Just you really. I know I gotta wrap it up somewhere, but yeah, it's like you get what I mean. Like, make calculated risks. You know, for the business, you know, as an example, you know, whatever it is, I don't know what you're going through. If you want a more specific example, if you want me to really kind of like break down your specific situation, feel free to leave me a comment below.
Just gotta pause. I came outside and I got some coconuts here. Feel like it'd been nice if I started the video here, but I shot the video last night because I just went ahead like the energy and the motivation to just move or go do that. God, this shot looks so nice though. I love this. So something else that deserves a good mention in this video to really help kind of sum up these ideas and maybe even give you another way to use them instead of just thinking fear. There's a whole concept of comfort zone challenges. And what exactly is a comfort zone challenge? You're just going to do something that makes you incredibly uncomfortable, and you know, make it as personal as you can to you. An example of a comfort zone challenge would be you go to a subway that's like super crowded, you know, maybe like a subway in New York City, like in the heart of it in Times Square. You go to the subway and you just lay down on the ground. Just do nothing, don't move for like a minute. Maybe somebody won't care, but to some other people, so there's plenty of people that be sitting there thinking, oh, what are these people gonna think about me? Oh my God, these people are gonna think so, I don't know, like, I mean, to me, it's like, I've kind of like moved so like far beyond like some of these like comfort zone, because I've been doing comfort zone challenges for like years and years, and I learned about this stuff a long time ago, so it's even hard to like try to even imagine what a person is actually thinks. But you know, just what makes you really uncomfortable is like when I was out the other day with some of my cousins, they were really uncomfortable about playing loud music, at least if we're too close to other people. Like when we were going through the drive-thru at Sonic, I love Sonic, when the person opened the window, they were like, oh, we gotta lower the music. And I was like, well, just leave it alone, just leave it playing. I mean, I guess, you know, it's like rude to just be blasting loud music, but you don't have to like be afraid that these people are gonna think you're crazy because you're playing loud music, you know? It's like, maybe go drive around the town, listen to some very gangster rap music that just sounds very aggressive, hardcore, not even because you like it, but just because it makes you really uncomfortable. It's like, you do these comfort zone challenges because you face fears you have, and then you start to see, oh, you know, no one murdered me, no one hurt me, no one just really, you know, maybe there's lots of times where you think, oh, somebody's gonna say something, and you just don't even want to have to explain what you're doing. So lots of times no one even says anything at all. Like, it's weird. Like, there'll be like the thing, like for me, I had a truck and I put a cold air intake on it. Sounds weird, but it's a part on the truck. It makes it go a little bit faster. And it also makes it a little bit louder, but I did it because it makes it go faster. And I thought for like months that when my dad saw this, he was gonna like freak out. And I was like worried about it. I wanted to hide it. And then when he saw it, he's like, "Oh, that's nice." I was like, "Oh, wow. You're worried about it for nothing." This really happens to us a lot in life, where we get too worried about what other people think about us, that if we're not being ourselves, we're limiting who we are, our expressiveness, what we say, what we do, how we express ourselves. We're holding down our emotions, holding down our thoughts, and it just makes us feel really depressed, really sad. You're not going to be able to live the best life that you can possibly live. So yeah, and that's really kind of the whole point of this video, is to go face fear, so that like literally like you can sit there like meditating so you can feel better, but sometimes you really need to get out in the real world, go actually do something to get out of your way, get out of your comfort zone. I just thought bringing up comfort zones is a really good example of this. Another example might be you go somewhere really crowded and you just start doing push-ups. There's one guy, he gave an example of he gave some extreme examples, but one of the ones that I like that is really easy to do is you get in an elevator, and when everyone's facing the door ready to leave, you just face the wrong direction. You stand facing the wall in the back corner, and just like people are gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's weird. Oh, there's something wrong with this guy." Maybe they'll think in their mind, but you start to desensitize yourself to realize that life just isn't that serious, and you don't need to be worried that people are going to hurt you. That sounds weird, because you may not literally think to yourself, "Oh, someone's gonna hurt me if I do something weird," but on a subconscious level, your body, your emotions, your mind may actually believe subconsciously that the reason you can't cry when you want to cry, you can't laugh when you want to laugh, you can't say what you want to say, is because you believe someone's gonna hurt you. And this goes back to when we used to be in tribal times as humans, is you don't want to get kicked out of the tribe, because you get kicked out of the tribe. See, this goes really far back, like millions of years. If you get kicked out of the tribe, chances are you can't survive on your own. You kind of are dependent on this tribe. You kind of don't want to get kicked out of this tribe. So there's a lot more of a fear and a necessity to make what makes other people happy. It's built in, it's hardwired into your DNA, because you get kicked out of this tribe, then you may get killed by other people you run into, you may be killed by other animals you run into, and if you try to join another tribe, most likely they're not going to want you, because they're going to think there's something wrong with you. They're going to think, like, why did this person get kicked out of this tribe? They're going to wonder, do you have diseases? That's a real big. They might even just think, they might not even just be as simple as they think, "Oh, this guy got kicked out of this tribe because he wasn't behaving well." They may think, "Oh, you might have diseases, we need to keep you away." Or they might think that you're trying to spy on them, perhaps, and you actually plan to bring war from another tribe. So there's an innate fear for us to want to make other people happy, for us to not want to do things that just seem weird, uncomfortable, that cause fear in us. But you got to realize that in this modern world today, you can't fully take care of yourself, because you're still like dependent on supermarkets, but you don't really need the people in your life to take care of you. And that may be like a hard thought to take in. You really don't need other people to take care of you. I mean, if you're a baby or you can't walk well, those are obviously some limiting factors. So you may not just want to go tell the people who take care of you to go F off. But generally speaking, you definitely should be doing things that make you uncomfortable, that make you feel awkward, that cause a lot of fear and a lot of nervousness in you, because it's just going to give you such a freeing feeling. It's just going to make your life so much better, so much happier, and it's going to really help you. Even like one of the guys I like to watch likes to actually really say that when people face their fears, and it'll be on a low level, but it's something they're the most afraid of, perhaps someone to talk to a girl. Once they face that fear, he says lots of times they're even likely to want to go start a business, to go do other things in their life that they were afraid to do, and they actually end up becoming more successful. So it's sometimes you gotta face those little gaps, those little fears, those little uncomfort zones, so that you can go. Honestly, guys, just go do it. Girls, guys, whatever it is you want to do in your life, don't let anyone stop you. I'm gonna kind of wrap it up on that point. Go do something. If you can't think of something that you're truly afraid of, that truly makes you nervous, just go do something that makes you uncomfortable, you know? Like, you're not going to be comfortable walking around in a crowded mall just dressed weird. But if you go through the experience, well, you're like, why am I going to do it? Like, you might be saying to yourself, why am I going to do this? So I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much more free, so much more happier, so much more carefree about what other people think of you, and it's going to make you feel so much more present in the moment, and you're going to be able to express yourself, you know? Damn, there's a plane going by. I hope that's not too loud. You're gonna be just so much more able to express yourself and say what you think, say what's on your mind, say what you want to say. You're not gonna be worried about people. And it's like, I guess I can't really explain it that well in words because it's like it's a physical feeling. Like you're gonna see, if you try this, you go do something you're afraid of doing, you go do something that makes you uncomfortable, you'll see that. And it's literally, it's in the moment. Like I said, you walk up to there super afraid, but in that moment where you're actually doing it, it's like all the fear leaves you and you just feel so amazing, so free. And I just want you guys to go live the best life possible. So that's why I'm telling you this. Woo, good vibes only. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, because I definitely feel like this was a video that I could, you know, detangle and go into like so many different directions, and maybe you have a personal situation that I can break down a little bit more, and that would be helpful for other people too. So feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments, because I feel like this could be broken up a lot. And yeah, subscribe if I helped you in any way. Thank you for watching.